Hi and welcome to my stream. Um, there hasn't been any new followers, so I can skip part of the introduction at least. Last time we managed to break through the enemy lines around New Elancia and started setting off further. But we only got 2/3, halfway, somewhat around that, through the next scenario. So let's get back there. Why would I do that? That's like specifically that's not the kind of content, not the kind of campaign I play for sure. But just to humor you, I'm at least gonna look it up. Really, I prefer playing campaigns with story or add-ons I really like. A Den of Thieves. I see, because it's your campaign, your add-on. Anyway, let's get back to the campaign itself. And before I forget it, someone wanted named. Yeah. So, Rachel, I'm not gonna rename the loyal brain leech, but I will recruit a new one for you, and High Rogue and High Dark Carter. And I'm gonna call it Nazgul as you wanted, as you requested. So as you can see, we only have this this amount of space. We only have to go that far yet, but there's also this one dropping behind us, so we actually have an incentive to push forward fast enough. Mhm. Right, and before I forget, let's give you that one, Rachel. Wait. Oh, come on. Perfect. And marked a star, correct. So as I said, I'm not gonna give you the already named one, the loyal one, but I'm gonna give you a new one, because I'm not sure if this one is referenced somewhere sometime in the future, maybe. Okay, I gotta admit it felt a bit more scary than I expected it to be. Well, that was not very successful. Yeah, they've got way too much money. And scorpions only, not high Ace of Talk. Scorpions only cost 17 gold, so that's why there are so many of them. Shame. But I can't do that. The scorpion went for poison sting instead of normal melee attack, because a normal pincer attack, because it was clear he would get wrecked within one hit, and tried to do as much damage as possible before dying. Where usually they would go for this attack to poison them, which obviously wouldn't work against the undead. those guys might actually be a danger. I mean, if I had gotten that village, I would probably be willing to wait it out a little bit. Okay, actually, let's move those all first. And then later... Oh, damn. Later move... what was his name again? Malidia. So I can experiment with that without having to redo the whole turn. Oh, let's level everyone first. Ouch. Gotta keep them safe. Yeah, I think that's probably the best plan, to just block them. Oh, I forgot to move him. Well, Adria is very lucky all the time. Okay. Get rid of this one first. Hi, Refume. So the poison is of course very annoying, but something I can deal with. Yep, that should work well enough. So as you can see, the assault drones are a bit scared of Maledier, but I'm also kinda scared of the assault drones, at least once they have a lot more numbers. So I'm just gonna pull back to the village over here. And I guess just eat the loss of villages over there. Sucks, but it is what it is. Yep. Because I can't really drain them. They are of course quite happy to attack. So remember, my goal is not to perfectly wipe out the scorpions, it's to get Devana as soon as possible down there, to the southern edge of the map. So I don't... Oh, I see. It's okay. Thanks for updating us. Anyway, what I wanted to say was, I don't even need for Devana to be here. I'm not 100% sure it would work out, like there is a chance of some event happening and Devana needing to survive that. So I will move him next to the healer and heal him up, of course. Oh, a shame. Aria is of course tanky enough to just eat this damage. Right, they are really not sure what to do, so they just keep hanging back. And they haven't arrived there to take my villagers yet, so that's also quite nice. If I were to, yes, he would be able to reach. So let's finish this one off. And this one. There we go. Well, Edie just keeps scaring off the assault drone, so that's perfect. Technically, I could have moved Adria to a village to defend those villages. I forgot, so that's not something that will happen. Rude. So as I keep saying, I'm a bit scared for him, so I'm gonna move my units with him, even though it might not be necessary. Interesting. 40 XP only. That's very interesting. Like, oh, level 3 unit. That's crazy. So I'm definitely gonna give that XP to Athera. Shame. Didn't mean to kill them. There we go. They are still not willing to attack. Understandable. Like, I do think there's probably nothing gonna happen there, but I'm still not 100% sure, so I cannot quite declare this scenario to be over quite yet. I see, it seems I really gotta go. And yeah, no. Like, there's one question, maybe if I don't attack them, they might not attack back. Okay, they will attack either way, but depending on the first results, they will be more stringent with that attack or not. To the signpost precisely, okay. Yep, they should be more than willing now. So much time. So it is very important that I'm already here, because I don't think my leader would survive one more turn of this, like, he's cooked. We are getting closer to the rod. I can sense it. Let us push on then. The sooner we claim it, the more lives we save. Onwards then. And indeed, let's go. Adria and my leader had been quiet ever since their little spat at Kamax. We get closer to the rod every day, but the two of them never speak of it. Adria seems miffed at the least, but Mal'Edir, there's a deep and unresolved sorrow in his heart. That much I can read. I sense Vukran is somewhat of a tender subject for him. The two of them always insist on being so damned mysterious. I know that Aria remembers more than she's letting on, and while Mal'Edir certainly did make strides in being transparent, he's not telling us everything. But of course, why would I want to know everything? Though we've only been together for a short time, I still do feel a sort of kinship with them, a common bond. And yet I also feel as if I mustn't grow too attached to them. 3 members of the convocation are dead, and either of them could be next. For Parandale's sake and mine, we must end this soon. Arya has to be defeated. Only then can I enjoy safety again. All my worries aside, the journey itself is still harrowing. Our people have become more accustomed to living under the open suns over the years, but it still does not make them any less merciless. We treasure what little rest we can get, but thus far it has been a beleaguered shamble under burning skies. On quiet nights, though, when there is no sound but the crackling of the campfire's low embers and the cries of wolves ricocheting over the dunes and the slow lulls of wind tossing the sand, Mal'Edir will sometimes indulge us in more tales from the days of Wesnoth. It is a welcome distraction to imagine what a kinder, though not wholly kind, world must have been like. Stories of great heroes like Lizar or Conrad I overthrowing the wicked Queen Ashevere, or the sorceress Nurion's battle against the dark sorcerer Misenwin, of the Lady of Light convincing Vilkrin I to incite revolution. Grand tales all, and yet fascinating as they are, I feel sometimes that they can only remind us that we live in a world with a lush past, yet no future. I do find comfort in the knowledge that Conrad I was younger than I am now when he fought for the throne, though. Sorry. Tonight, however, Mal'Edir has returned to the tale of his days in Wealden. Of course, Elantas was not idle this entire time either. Sometime after fleeing Alduin, the Orchid chief, whose tribe the shaman had come from, sought revenge. Elantos suffered a fatal wound during this battle, and so with his dying breath he transitioned from the realm of life to unlife, becoming the Lich Mal'Huntas. Traveling near the Estmarks, he was ambushed by several paladins. And when the fate seemed closest, he told me, Saurians poured from the hills and slayed the Holy Ones down to the man. Elantas, with a grateful yet arrogant mind, pledged 3 wishes to the oracle that had led the assault. Tiras. But Tiras wasn't a fool. When my brother said anything, Tiras took it literally. First, my brother was to swear an oath of loyalty to Tiras and his line, aiding the Saurians in whatever manner they needed. Secondly, he was to reanimate all the fallen Saurians on the battlefield, and all those who would fall afterwards, so that they would be forever surrounded in the battlefield glory. Lastly, Tiras wanted Elantos to bind his soul to a crystal of his choosing when he died, so he may forever be present to lend power and wisdom to his descendants. Elantos was of course surprised, but he had already made a magical binding promise. The deal was done. In exercise of his first promise, Tiras led Elantos and the remaining Saurians under his command to conquer the Bitter Swamp. The few honored lords there were either eradicated or fell under the joint command of Elantos and Tiras. The Saurian population already present was quickly conquered, and Tiras was crowned Grand Oracle. What my brother was soon to discover was that Saurians reproduced quickly. They reached maturity by age 3 and generally didn't live past 20 at a generous maximum. And so as Wesnoth's jurisdiction expanded under my own watch, his army swelled over the same time period. About 2 years before the Emperor's death, Elantas contacted me. Tiras, growing increasingly feeble and sickly, had seen a great doom that would befall Irdia. He implored me to leave the council and join him in safety. Of course, I denied what would later be called a fall and maintained my position. What was worrisome in those days was the fervor brought on by the Guild of White Magi, who preached with renewed force their belief in the Lords of Light. Freedom of thought and belief were outlined in the Wesnothian drafts. What bothered me was their proximity to Vikran. On his deathbed, Vikran, having discovered his piety after about 3 decades or so, felt deeply guilty about his various twists, the conspiracy to kill Taltov, and various other corruptions, as he put it in the confession he wrote. He instructed the guild to not read it until his death. When they did read it, they took prompt action. Trials were held by the guild, which was authorized to do so as part of Vikran's dying decree. Several members of the council, generals, and nobles were tried for their illicit deeds: bribery, intimidation, assassination, perjury, murder, trial rigging, using magic to sway public opinion. Those who confessed were forgiven if they agreed to support a candidate first elected by the guild for the rule of Wesnoth, whereas those who entertained the very laws they had helped create were tried with little hope of acquittal. I need to take a break for a moment. That's a lot of text to read. Also gotta ban this one. Perfect. Delete. There we go. Everyone except me and another member named Danica, who had cast enchantments on select generals to prevent from conscripting soldiers, took the plea and nominated Danter, a nobleman, to be Vikran's heir. And we both ended up in the dungeons of Weldon, where we arguably belonged, awaiting execution. Alas, the sun's rise. I've babbled for too long. Rest now then. The foothills of Firecloud Peak hang on the horizon, and we'll need all the strength we can gather before delving into its depths. Is this it? I've checked it several times. The spirit sensed something close, and it is most certainly in this direction. I've never seen so many trees in my life. The volcanic ash restores nutrients to the soil and gives life a place to sprout anew. The elements working in tandem, the fiery lava provokes an eruption, creating new earth and releasing the ash. The wind carries the ash to meet the ground, and life grows strong again from nature's cycles. Such is harmony. Agreed. Agreed. Pardon my abruptness, if I am interrupting your current state, but who are you all? Do you know where the rod of justice lies? And give me a moment to report that typo. Rod of justice, there we go. Interrupting. A boy asked for a name. A request should be granted. Agreed. I'm Arias of the Living Flame. I am Libra of the Flowing Air. I am Taurus of the Raging R. Together we are the Sentinels. Ah, how delightful. The Soul Devil has led us to a troop of sun-addled buffoons. That's odd. I see 5 castles in the distance, but only 3 seem to be manned. We are the original residents. You need not fear imposters, child. You need only fear water. What is this contrived babble? Speak clearly. A necromancer is confused. A necromancer is myopic. A necromancer requires clarification. Agreed. Agreed. There were two orders, one of the frigid ice and one of the rushing water. But water does not belong at a volcano. Ice does not belong at a volcano. Foreigners do not belong on Erdia. And just as water has no place on land, and the Urvatans have no place on Erdia, the Norzulans have no place on Erdia. Agreed. Agreed. What are you speaking of? A daughter of the arcane flame has asked a question. We are bound to aid the children of Skyel. Agreed. Spies they were, sent to collect us, to persuade us, to convince us. But a sentinel may not leave their post, and a judge may not become partial. And so we saw through their ruse, and sent them scurrying back to He who shapes the tides. If he is to conquer, if he is to bring a new age, he will do so without our help. Well, that was bothersome and unhelpful. We quest for the rod of justice. My civilization needs it to survive. Without the artifact, a very powerful enemy will wipe us off the very face of Erdia, and our way of life will cease to exist. Again, do you know where it is? Do you have it? You are beset by Uria? You know of her? Perhaps. You don't fight for her, do you? We fight for the first gods, and the devices they left behind, and the children they may no longer parent. We have the item you seek, deep within Firecloud Peak, but if you wish to tip the scales, prove to us that mercy avails. Defeat us in combat with your strength of arms, or fall to meet the earth that magma warms. A challenge has been issued, but will a challenge be accepted? If what they are saying is true, then the rod itself is deep within a mountain. And why should we play along, We could just as easily march around the volcano and find a different entrance. I grow tired of their rules and gimmicks. Area is out there laying siege to a new Lensia while we waste time entertaining these fools. My brother could be destroyed as we tarry and prance and waste our precious time with these ingrates. No. What? If it is here the soul jewel has led us, and it is here we must enter. Clearly there are systems of traps, trials, and tribulations before we may claim it as our own. This is the first test, Lich. It is as Adia said, for some reason we have been led here, and it is here that we must fight. Huh. Very well. We accept your challenge, Sentinels. Good news indeed, daughter of Sile. Prepare yourself for combat. Sentinels do not fall easily. Defeat Libra, Aries, and Taurus. And look, they each got 117 gold exactly, and they've got also plenty of income. Like 7 is maybe not that much, but it will be enough to keep churning forth armies. And see, there are 3 keeps, no, 5 keeps. 2 of them are smaller than the other 3, and they belong to the Norzulans and Overhafians. Oh no, I believe they both belong to Norzulans, if I understand it correctly. But I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, we are facing elementals. And it's gonna be a bit annoying, that's for sure. Any other named units? No. I could get a skirmisher for now. Well, I will definitely need my healer. Oh right, Reproductor was a named unit, so I already got him. And I will, long-term wisely, I will definitely need at least one more proper healer. And I guess beyond that, some units. Oh right, I completely forgot that I skipped those. I do show combat, perfect. Like those ethereal serpents are hella annoying. They are so damn resistant. The fire wardens, the fire units, also pretty annoying. And as you can see, there's really nowhere to actually hold them properly. It's just an endless desert. So I absolutely plan on just overwhelming them one by one. I definitely... Do I have a second? Ah, there's my second Dark Adept. I do want to have a Leech, of course. This one hasn't leveled yet. I really don't quite know what to use against them or not. So that should grant me at least some. I'm definitely not gonna get a proper army of undead because there's way too many elemental beings. Too much arcane and fire damage. And as you can see, they still got quite a bit of income. So, and because there's 3 of them, their income will hardly dwindle. Rather, there will be a constant trickle of enemies, which is gonna be annoying. So I will first have to deal with those Fire Guardian, Fire Wisp, Fire Warden, and like the air and the fire units. Oh, if I recall correctly, actually how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, meaning there are 3 hidden units. Great. And I believe there are some vine beasts in here if I recall correctly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got... Yep. There are 3 vine beasts or maybe even vine slayers in there hidden away. So that's gonna be annoying. So the elementals of course don't care about day and night time, and I mostly don't care about day and night time. I do have a bit of an advantage at night though. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's questionable if this Dark Adept will ever be able to join the fight. Okay, fair enough. I completely overlooked that this one is Okay, so they are both. Damn, the Fire Warden is much better than the Fire Warrior. But yeah, I somehow assumed that this creature would attack with ranged. But no such thing. Ouch! Okay, so that was a bad idea. I should have recognized that she's way too weakened already. So she has to sit back for a moment. Well. Come on. But that's alright. That is quite alright. So group them the hell up. And nighttime is also about to arrive. Oh, that's nice. Only question is if Afia is gonna die then. She's not. Oh, okay, so that Sorin is definitely gonna die. I admit I expected him to die to an Ethereal Serpent, but fair enough. I see, yes, she is gonna die. I would rather not have that. So, definitely it's a pause. Would survive, probably. Oh yes, that would work. And I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. So this turn won't take quite as long. Okay, and that gives me a very good shot at Ethereal Serpents to take them out. Very good. I think I'm... No! I don't want to have him more hit points, I want him to have more range damage. Duh. So Masco can't reach over there, so Masco has to take this fight. Me? I could do that. I guess not. Stay down. I almost forgot to stack adapt. Oh, come on. I completely forgot about that. They just get to go every couple turns. Also, what the hell? This scenario is kinda the worst because they just keep spawning units with quite a bit of damage output too. Like, look at this. And you somehow have to take them down faster than they spawn. Worst thing about them is that there's plenty of high-level units mixed in too. So you can't just say, yeah, I'm gonna rush them down. No, they're going to rush you down. Yeah, that would be. Perfect. So I definitely want to take one enemy on the sides out first. And I guess I probably want to go for this one first. Because over here, like the slow kobolds and stone giants and vine leapers and all that, they will arrive one by one and they will keep slowing me down. So it's better to take the side where the enemies at least arrive fast but also get wiped out fast. Like if I don't rush to them first, I can just keep putting off fighting against them. And I don't see any disadvantage to that. Hi Fenrod. So as I said, we gotta move over there to take this one down. Let's go. As you can see, Finrod, we are currently battling quite a number of elementals who are sort of the guardians of the world of justice, or at least part of the trials, according to them. Damn. Shame. Was kinda hoping to get a good hit in there. Okay, survived. That's good. won't survive, that's bad. He did survive, but I really shouldn't have let it come that far. Oh damn! I think that's also a pretty good reason to redraw some maps there. Let's put it there. Okay, the problem really is that he's straight up out there. And I guess I will assign a pay with life of 1 unit for that. Much better. I'm a fan of movability. Okay, let's get rid of that Stormbird first. Stormbird is way too dangerous. Oh, come on. I'm just not used to those units to be actually high-level units and be properly dangerous. Okay, so I first of all need to wipe out a couple of them, or this is gonna be really dangerous. Ah, snap. Ah, I see a very real danger of him dying there. Good. Let's back him at least this much up. So there's a danger of one of the Vine Beasts that's probably hidden somewhere around here show up. And I much prefer this one going there instead of killing one of them in this possibly. And dead. Okay, so they didn't get money yet. That's great. Time to keep running away from them. From green. Bye. Those can go and charge ahead. He gets to run away. He gets to cover. And I really hope that they're... Oh no! Last time they got money on turn 6. So there's a good chance that they will get money on turn 12 as well. Oh yes, that's the Vine Beast I was scared of. A Vine Slayer. I thought as much. But at least there's only one distraction. And yes, they earned more money. Crazy. But at least it's nighttime, so I have some odds trying to get them. Oh, nice. Straight up leveled. Yeah, of course it's a level 3 unit, so that makes sense. But it's very useful for sure. And it's still the second healer I definitely wanted. I'm just gonna go over there. Yes. 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 So yeah, them earning, I guess, 170 gold every single time. Hella annoying. Green had... Actually, let's see, how much gold did green have? I see. So yes, they do earn 170 gold every 6 turns. Hell, that's not nice. Oh, okay, this is actually, that's perfect for Al'Edir to deal with. They can't really do anything about, like, this set lineup. Perfect for me. I don't even need to worry. Actually, I think I can put him there to just stop them. He's strong enough to hold those off as well. Those I'm wondering if I might just sit back a little bit. But I guess I should at least try to take down some of the ethereal orbs. They are hella annoying. There we go. And it kinda depends on how many hidden units are there. Like, if there are not that many, this doesn't put them in danger. If there are a lot of them, might as well be a death sentence. Which is why I'm saving first. Like, Nazgul is having a hard time as just a level 2 unit. But that will get better in time, I'm sure. Okay. Oh, yep. Divine Slayer. That's what I meant with hidden units. Technically, I should reload this turn because hella lucky. Okay, apparently not that lucky. I did take more damage than expected. Okay, it's a shame they're not even trying to attack him. If they did, I would be able to get rid of them with a lot of retaliation. Okay, that's... Like, my confusion just now was that this one somehow... I see it, the level 1 to level 2 version look exactly the same. So this... makes it a bit difficult to judge which one to take out and which one not. No. I do need to redo this turn because I don't think I can... Like, I probably need to redo this turn because I doubt I can get him properly out of there. But I'm willing to try. So he can hunt them down. They can keep resting a little bit. go ahead and get close to level. Okay, so he is getting attacked by the melee ones at least. Something. Okay, this guy is dead. I'm very sure that like purple's obviously gonna wipe him out. Like they do not technically have a level 3 option. This, I believe this is just for this campaign. So as I said, I have to redo this turn. Yeah, I'm still gonna place him there and I'm gonna back everyone else up. There's not much of a point of charging ahead there. It's a bit too dangerous actually. Level this one. And you earned your title. Actually, what was the precise name? Give me a moment to look this up. Maldia. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna keep those over there to just take a little bit of fire from via the ethereal orbs and such. I believe that's a good option. Okay. Maldia is gonna wipe out as many high-level units as he can get. Green is still slow units only, so won't get very far. I see. The level 2s are not next to me, it's a shame. Nice. Oh, actually, I completely forgot to read out his unit description when he advanced. Few humans have ever walked the path this far. Having fully transcended the boundaries of human magic, this oracle-turned-prophet now channels the same eldritch forces once thought exclusive to the Saurian bloodline. His body is a tapestry of runes and scars, his mind attuned to visions beyond mortal time. Where he walks, the air grows colder, and the veil between worlds thins. No longer just a student of Saurian magic, he is its living testament. And I gotta say, it sounds pretty cool, and he is also, well, even better than a mere Saurian prophet at this kind of magic, which is also pretty amazing. Those one didn't even move. Those ones. Interesting. So I guess I will just have to wipe out this part and then I will be able to move on her. Actually, I can already move. this one gonna go down. Move ahead. True, but I don't think that's worth it in the long run. Nice. So he can also down that. I'm a bit worried about this one. But whatever, worst case I can just level him again. Oh, right, he has ambush. Did he already have that as a level 2 unit? Did he already have this as a level 1 unit? Yes, he did. My bad. I tried, right, there have been no trees at all to speak of previously, so me forgetting about his ambush actually checks out. Ouch. That's a fair point. Oh, barely survived. Yeah, that's why I said I was worried about this one. And go. This one down. The wind, it always blows. And the first one is finally down. 2 turns before they would receive another load of gold. Nice. This is the level 2 one. So here you go, Fenrod. And it seems I have indeed managed to get through the first line of defense, the first hurdle of defeating them. Looks like I'll be able to start the next scenario during this stream still. And I think I should use this moment not to try to rush at this guy, but instead just settle a little bit. Take down as many of those green ones as I can, and just rest. That's not... cannot put him over there, he would just get crushed. That's a good question, but I would assume that they seem to be very, very knowledgeable about what's going on. So there's a good chance that they are aware that those are not just random travelers. But it is a good question, but I don't think it gets cleared up actually. Also, they are so cryptic, I doubt they would actually tell you if you asked. I mean, you could ask the author about an answer. That's absolutely an option. totally expected for them to receive more gold this turn, but they didn't. Odd. I wonder if that means there will be no more, like, that the previous gold rush was the last gold rush they have available. I would sure hope so, but I'm not sure. As I said, I don't remember it being answered at all. So maybe we won't see action. Very nice. I see. 70% dodge is fair enough. So if they receive gold during this turn, I will know. Okay, they didn't. I would have assumed that it's just a typo that they didn't receive it during last turn. But it seems that was indeed the last wave done. And I can just push slowly ahead. I'm definitely not complaining about that. There we go. Yep, the enemy leader does not know. Otherwise, she would have been in a lot of trouble. Place this one there so they would reach the village, and so they did. Damn. Not lucky. Ooh, this guy. This guy knows how to swing a staff. Okay, so I do not actually want to kill them. Like, it's whether I want Devana to kill him, or maybe actually Megubarish. Why not? Like fire, I shall catch and spread again. So I assume it does sound like they do have some revival mechanic going on. Like, unsure how fast it is, or if it actually is a revival, or if they're more like our IDs and whatever will spread again. Yay! More melee damage. So I do want to end this scenario as soon as possible because of the early finish bonus. There we go. Like the rock spirit deep beneath, I am broken up only to melt and reform anew. 2 melee damage. I can gain 2 melee damage. Well, I would love that for my fairy touch. Oh, I see, right, it was 2 melee damage for if you have less than 3 strikes. Fair enough. Let's press on and claim the rod for ourselves. There we go. And because we finished early enough, we get a lot of carryover. Before, I always felt that I had just cause in defeating my enemies. Raiders, wild beasts, these forces appearing from blithering nowhere by the hundreds. But destroying the Sentinels felt different. It was strange, and they had asked us to, but they were still human, still personable. Our forces took heavy losses and quite a battering from the elementals. I fear what Aegis can inflict with his augmented powers, if this is what the Sentinels did with their natural ones. Adria and Mal'Ude had softened a little bit since the argument. At the very least, the air of confrontation had somewhat dissipated. They both seem friendlier, come to think of it. It is, as Shamelix advised. They would slowly grow to respect me. Or perhaps I have simply worn them down to the point that they find silence futile. I will accept the result in either case. We have now journeyed further into Firecloud Peak, far from the entrance the Sentinels guarded. It is evident that drakes used to live here. The stonework could only be that of a great clawed beast. The dark tunnels echo with naught but our shambling footsteps and the rumbles of the mountain, though it seems that, finally, I am no longer the only one that cannot stand the silence. And the haunting quiet Mal'Ude has taken to telling our company of soldiers stories from the days of Wesnoth once more, returning to the final chapter of his days as an Archmage. During the 2 years Vikran had been getting friendly with the guild, Elantas had fielded a mixed army of Saurids and undead minions to invade and destroy Wesnoth to prevent the Great Doom Tiras had foreseen. When he learned of my dilemma, however, he began devising a plan to collect me. In the end, Elantos stormed Weldon. Though he did fail, he created enough of a distraction for Danica and I to escape to the bitter swamp with his retreating army. She and I became her brother's apprentices soon after. We needed a means to an end, a way to once again wield power amidst our disgrace, and necromancy was the available option to utilize in the guild's destruction. And so Wesnoth began its rapid descent into a series of decisions that would lead to the fall. As we were licking our wounds in the bitter swamp, Danter grew paranoid despite his reputations as a pious nobleman with the backing of the Guild of White Magi and the new Council of Archmagi. His insecurities, ego, and the public eye eventually pressured him to decree the creation of Gaia, the third sun. But the Magi then did not take the same care they did with Naya. Gaia was rushed into creation by far too free sorcerers, and the results were cataclysmic when they attempted to erase it. The aftermath you know now called the Fall. Many of the Sorens died in the years after. Volcanic eruptions led to poisonous air that killed off most of the swamp. To survive, we dug deep into the depths of the Estmark in search of sanctuary from the hellscape outside. Eventually, we found a natural cave system that proved stable amidst the relentless earthquakes in surrounding regions. This is when the Soul Jewel was created. Tiras died here, at the unprecedented age of around 50 years. Remember, Sirens live usually around at most 20 years. Around 50 years, but left us with a prophecy before his passing. He told us to travel north when the time was right and establish a city where the capital of the Linternier Forest Elves was. We knew not where such a place lied, and on further prompting for directions, Tiras only stated that the spirit of the ancient Elvish lady Parandra would guide us. As he died, my brother pulled the soul from his body and placed it into a dazzling emerald we had found inside the Estmarks. As others moved on during the long time we hid underneath these hills, Elantos pooled their souls, life force, and magical energy. Eventually it became a sort of library, with the minds of Saurian generations able to speak with their children and lend them power should they need it. The rest you know very well. After about a century and a half after the fall, we'll never be sure because of all the damn darkness and debris, We departed our shelter in the ice marks. Danica and I had since ages transitioned into Lichdom, the last Maggie in a world ravaged by magic. She stayed behind in the caves with a splinter group of Saurians and wrote on scrolls the stories of the three of us. Malhintas, Malilde, and Malnikai. I do not know if she still exists, but assuming Aya's current awareness, she has likely been captured or defeated. We reached the abandoned ruin oasis of Valencia after some trouble, and began creating the city immediately. Through undead labor it was established quickly and fashioned in a glorious design. As the Saurian population grew, we sent groups of them to the southwest and southeast to build Tirasold and Crexton. Amurline was built primarily by ogres and humans, decades after that. Stray humans arrived after a while, then ogres, then Arakvelfi fleeing the War of Consolidation, and most recently we arrived at peace terms with the self-proclaimed Bandit Queen, Raelian, who brought more humans to New Valencia and the surrounding lands. For a long time we had no idea what to call ourselves, but we later arrived at the conclusion of Parandel after the spirit who had appeared in the night to guide the way. But of course, that's just extra history you already know. Look at me, digressing like some doddering old fool. With the combined magical energy of thousands of Saurians compressed into a single jewel, my brother and I had much to draw upon. We merely asked a collection of minds within the jewel to lend us their stored force, and nearly anything was possible. That was how I so heavily wounded Aya on the battlefield. I tapped into the Soul Jewel. As if defeating sorcerers and following some conniving riddle wasn't difficult enough. The heat intensifies with every step into this furnace of a mountain. Well, it is a volcano, though I suppose things could be worse. Food, water, comfortable temperature. I haven't paid those things minds in centuries. Fools babbling in my caves? My children will feast upon these fool intruders. Ah, and now it seems I spoke too soon. I suppose it would not be a proper quest without a fair share of misfortune, now would it? Can you two tell who or what we are beset by, Mal'Udir? No one had use for a seamstress after the fall, but spiders! So beautiful, so poised, nothing can spin like a spider can. Whatever she is, I think the desert sun and these caves have warped her mind. So I found one, tired and running from the ruins of Weldon, and I took her body. And her name. Now I can weave anything. My children can weave anything. But such work makes us hungry, and you will feed me. You will nourish me and my children. Feast, my daughters, feast! Huh, she's definitely some kind of lich, I can sense that much. But she's miserable, contorted now. Her magic combined with whatever instability she had before, her magic combined with whatever instability she had before has ripped up her mind apart at the seams. Then let us give her the gift of mercy and dispel her suffering. Mal'Udir, is it possible for one with a mind so damaged to come back? Is there ever another option besides death? Dark Gods Adria, if you're hesitant now to strike down a lich, then... Ah, we are not talking about our newfound company in the caves, are we? You mean to ask about your friend who you encountered on the battlefield with Ilya? Yes, I only thought that because you mentioned on the battlefield that you had witnessed emperors and other magi inflict such damage on an innocent mind before that you might know how to undo such a curse? Is it so, Mal'Udir? I was not the kind of mage who participated in affairs such as those during the days of Wesnoth. Heard of and sometimes saw the aftermath of, yes, but never was it my doing. Taltov though, which I believe was what ultimately got him killed. I mean, dead, and the little push I gave him. Despite our past disagreements how I've interrogated these new invaders, Adria, I will have you know that I have never had any interest in cruelty. It is by my decree, even, that all necromancers in Pyrandel are forbidden from creating ghouls. I meant no offense, Mal-Idir. Surely. Still, what you are talking about is hopelessly complex, Adria, and possibly difficult and detail-oriented, even for the original caster. Yet still, they say that the greatest of Magi could sense a needle in a haystack just by instinct, or a field mouse in a great plain. And yet no mage, common or great, can unscramble an egg. Do they have eggs where you come from, Adria? Not that I suppose you'd remember anymore. I understand what you mean to convey, Mal-Idir. Ah, very good. Is such damage really so impossible to undo, my lord? I do not mean to dash your hopes, but the mind is a fragile thing, Nirvana, especially after it has already been tampered with. With the torture he has already suffered, fixing the damage without outright killing him would be like trying to perform a very delicate surgery with an orcish greatsword. Ah. I'm sorry, Adria. If it is any comfort, I can imagine your pain right now. Let us just focus on what is possible then, clearing out this lich. From her position she must be further in the caves, and closer to the Rod of Justice. We can't leave any enemies behind us. Mal-Idir, if we can dispatch her, can you use the Surgival to guide us further to the Rod? Aye, but we must make haste. I fear for New Lanzia's well-being as we stand. The sooner the Rod is in our possession, the better. Agreed. So that's where we have to go. Defeat Arachne and then move Mal-Idir to the signpost. Let's go. So there is... Arachne is the only one here? Come on, I don't want them to move there. There are apparently some ruins, but we don't really know anything about this place. I do think I should get a shadow just to scout around. No. Wait, what is it? She said her children were hungry. But by the looks of this cave, there's not much to eat. Well, there are some mushrooms around. A few of them look like they might eat me instead, though. So Arachne must be bringing in food sources from the outside to sustain her minions. You're saying there's captives? People who pulled in from the desert and outposts to feed their soldiers? Precisely. At this moment we could use all the allies we can get. So we should free anyone locked away. They may even be citizens of Pyrandel. At the very least, even if they do not want to fight us. For us, we've rescued them from a terrible fate. So I would assume those... Oh, okay, there's... Right, I remember this map. I remember this enemy. Like, this one is... free farm, basically. I'm not gonna refuse that for sure. Finrod is a good choice to take down those walking corpses. And I do think I will get the rest of my money. So yeah, remember a second healer is important, of course. This one, those guys. Chocobone. I'm gonna get a Chocobone, I want to level them. And that's an army. So we know there's at least 4 enemy leaders. Something is happening. A troll! Help! Big spider stole Kronak from hills, but fangs broke on Kronak's skin. Rescue and Kronak help you! Well, I suppose every soldier counts against this new enemy. Why not? So yeah, we have a troll ally and we also have a very much talking rain drainer. There's nothing to... I see. Oh, spider hatchlings. Okay. So it seems I definitely should trap those guys so they don't swarm me too much. Like, they certainly do not feel like serious enemies. Okay, spider hatchlings are for sure something I can easily deal with. Okay, those are probably prisons. This one is for over here. And I guess I just have to keep moving there. I mean, I could do this. A bit greedy, but I did it, so whatever. So yeah, those spiders are very unhappy to deal with my ghost. Fair enough. Ghost is hard to deal with for sure. And there's also some bats. Oh, congrats. Lots of lights. Like, that's one monstrous arachnid. Giant spider. Ah, I recognize this castle structure. I've been here before. Balance the darkness. Ah, I know it now. What? What is this place? During Chira's rule of the Bitter Swamp, we had forged an alliance with the drakes of this volcano, Firecloud Peak. We defended each other when we came under attack, traded resources, and even forged a number of the Sauron's metal spear points here. So what happened? The fall, mostly. We lost contact with them during our time underneath the S-marks, but found them again after we had established New Lancia. There were few of them left, however, to honor our old treaty. Their king had died in the post-fall cataclysms, and the new leader had since taken most of them away to a safer place. Those who refused to leave or accept the new leadership withdrew to a single city deep inside the volcano, Ignis. I visited only once, but I recognized the stonework. This is Ignis. The drakes stopped replying to our messages, and ambassadors had disappeared when they were sent. I petitioned for an exploratory force to discover what happened. But the convocation had always shied away from investigating too much beyond our borders, so I lacked the votes for such a commission. But now we know what happened. Iraq likely massed their children to let one swift push that trampled the outposts that we first rested at, and then overwhelmed the city despite its natural defenses. Just look at it. This place has been completely devastated. We can still do something for them, Elidia. Indeed we can, and it begins with destroying that pitiful aberration. So you see, bats, more spider hatchlings. There's an item, of course, and over there's a ghost, so that one belongs to Ragnar, of course. Like... I'm very confident that Magubarash will be able to deal with most of them, and Koronak is mostly sent there to, well, back up. Something is happening. Please help! She's been picking us off one by one in these cells. I don't think there's many of us left. You're safe now. Well, I wouldn't quite call it safe yet, but it's a start. Something is happening. Hey you! Thanks for opening that door. Surely, you can repay me by helping us fend off these spiders. You got it, boss. Sounds fair enough. Let's keep walking. Oh, giant spiders as well. So Ragnar has a small modicum of undead under her command, but really mostly spiders. Right, they prioritize him to poison him. And also because he's weaker. Oh come on, you gotta hit them. Okay, I gotta admit I'm a bit worried about my ghost and I'm a bit worried about Magubarash because Magubarash cannot reach the village over there. Whoops. I'm definitely retreating that. I'm definitely retreating Ronak. It's also a very good thing that I found him before the spiders arrived. That guy just keeps recruiting. Just ain't stopping. Let's be fair, I think we all know that this is not quite as intended by the designer, it's mostly an oversight. Going. Remember, Kronak has to get the hell out of there. Oh, Magubarash is... And this one also has to get the hell out of there, to be honest. Unlucky. If they're still around when the giant spider and the ghost arrives, well, my Wraith is gonna die. Just... for a bit of vision. So this one has 4 targets and is definitely not gonna go for Adria. I would say I didn't quite pick the right units for this map. Those giant spiders are gonna be the worst, I'm sure. Barrage is really doing the best they can, and like she's doing wonderful for sure. I think that feat is called Mercy. Yeah, Mercy has to retreat the hell out of there, that's for sure. Well, Finrod is carrying his weight. Yep, they were for sure. Sadly, the bats are not quite as trigger happy. Oh no, that was a mistake. I mean, maybe he won't kill her, but he did, that's fine, and yes. That's the attack I wanted to pull off, and then I can also take that village action. Oh, there's someone over there, interesting. Stuff with that. Like, the message was not deleted, their message literally said that they were deleted. As in destroyed. Oh, fine. He has run out of money. Nice. Or she? I wouldn't know. So first of all, I gotta make sure that the projectile does not get poisoned there, because then obviously I would have to drag Zeiss over there earlier than I wanted to get dragged over there to be sure. Okay. Oh, see, there they are. The Iron Council Spearmen. Ooh. Technically. Okay, so that's quite a number of giant spiders, that's for sure. Sadly, the bats are not quite as willing to attack. I mean, I could, but it's risky, so I will not do that. So I gotta get Mergu Barrage to the village, to here. I'm very much not gonna try fighting this one, I'm just gonna explore a little bit. Get rid of this one. It's interesting that there are no Drake corpses apparently. No Drake walking corpses to be precise. Like the shadow is already exploring over here, so there's not much need. Mercy definitely needs to level, like first needs to heal, but also needs to level at some point. I was gonna say let's start by trying to level our new friends. But wait a moment. I know that there are spider virus. Oh, I see. Rifumi, I would very much suggest adding the arachnid walking corpse variation for them. Like, do you understand what I mean? Because this is clearly technically like there's clearly it was simply, the campaign is simply too old for this variation having existed at the time, and this can be added now that it is existent. And I do think it should be added. 1, 2, I see 5 giant spiders from blue side. Scary. Nazgul can rush over there. Doesn't seem to be much of anything down here. Nice. Those are hella scary still. Sylvan Spark. Vegetated mushroom grab. Okay, see, they would heal over there anyway. Let's try again. Yes, perfect. Those guys will all move up there. Technically, oh, I remember there was a mage in there, I think. Not 100% sure, but I think so. But freeing them right away would just tomb them due to the giant spiders, so let's wait a moment. Oh, I see they do also have skeletons, but it's just the distance is so far that they haven't arrived yet. Makes sense. Yep, nothing to see here at all. Damn. Slightly funny. Actually, so they can't reach. So oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna test that. One of them gets slowed. Also, I was hoping. How viable is this? It is. Oh, Adria can fly. I was not aware of this, to be honest. And we already saw just now that I cannot pull this off. So I am gonna place this one over there. I mean, why not? I'll take that. So this is the only target they can attack to poison, and they will attack to poison, so perfect for me. Shame. so I think I'm just gonna move Amalia ahead and go to Octavia and take her down. And the ghost or Kronak can free that. What's his face called? Can free the prisoner. Yes, perfect. Exactly as expected. Oh, nice! I can absolutely sort of block the blue spider by just putting him here. Oh, right, he's chaotic. Nice. Like this one will be here and they will be stuck because this one is placed here, and green will only move afterwards. Wait, that was kinda stupid. I did survive though, so nice. Yeah, being able to fly has some pretty big advantages. So I'm gonna put this one. Ah, I see there's a wall in between. Enough. Let's put it like this. Hella slow. Yeah, let's free those ones. And let's scout around a little bit more. Well, that was not perfect, but I live. Which was the point after all. Okay, I would... First of all, something is happening. Finally! I've been stuck in this murky place too long, waiting for my death. You're free now. Let's go combat the enemy. So indeed, a witch. So I gotta save Kronak. I do so by putting him over here and him over here. Actually, yes, I have to put it there. So Adria is not winning that fight. Madar is winning that fight. Nice. So those four will be the ones to deal with that giant spider over there. Yes. Oh, good job. A win is a win. Yep, that's true. It means I have to waste a turn on moving her, but at the same time, if she was not in the village, I would also have to use that turn, so it's okay, I think. No need. I mean, I could do this, but it would be hella wasteful. So I want this guy over here, preferably. So I'd best do it like this. Yes. I hope this works. What do you mean Min Spider is transformed? I was really hoping for at least one hit. No, whatever, it can happen. And a Master of Water. Like that's the one master. Oh yeah, those are just weird. Anyway, this is the one master of elements we didn't get to see in the previous scenario, but now we have our very own master of water indeed. Honestly, I'm gonna give him a break first of all because I would rather be full health when dealing with that one. Ah yes, I completely forgot about them. I could do that. I would rather have them take a break first. Those were regular level 3 spiders that were turned into walking corpses. Oh snap! This is a I'm gonna go for the draw. Because loyal and level 3 is an advantage for sure. So first of all, what is this? Drake Warrior Talisman. Carved from basalt and hardened in dragonfire, this amulet is more than decoration. It bears the oath of a warrior etched in ancient runes. Passed only to those who have proven strength without question, it is a symbol of trust, purpose, and unyielding resolve. When worn into battle, its weight reminds the bearer of their vow, never to fall before their task is done. This unit's resistance is increased by 20% up to a maximum of 50% when defending. Leave it. Who the hell would I give this one to? Ouch. Like I heard the hint that I'm supposed to stack items on my heroes instead of just any units. So technically Mal'idia would be a choice for this, and Mal'idia would profit quite a bit from this. I mean, he is very good attacking. Devana would also enjoy quite a bonus from this. I kinda wonder if I actually need to move this one at all. Oh right. I only need to feed the bats and oh, there's another one. And another one. Megabarash can just rest for a little bit. Mercy still needs to rest as well. Gotta finish off the spider job. Like this is one of those big maps with more than one thing happening, which means that sometimes units are so far behind that it kind of feels pointless to even get them to rejoin the battle. So I'm not gonna give him this one, because I am using him a lot as, well, line breaker? No, line defender. Something's happening. I see. This one is the undead with the halberd, which I would rather not just straight up fight. Ah, there's a bed. Perfect. I can deal with that one soon. This one was also an enemy, I think. Something's happening. Food. Ah, but of course, this would happen to me. Oops. There's not that many villages actually. But it's more than I had before, so I'll take it. Oh, there's an armor. I remember now. So yeah, those guys, I don't see much point in moving them anymore. Enemies far too far away. Send those to help out, I would say. Oh. Kinda wish I could have gotten some XP for her there. So we're gonna definitely ignore this one for a while and focus on Lucy the Bat first. Oh, right, she can still fly over there. Pretty funny. I feel like this is probably identical to how I went for that bat the last time. Like the last time I played this campaign, which is about a year ago actually. So... Damn! What the hell? I completely underestimated the damage. That's absolutely on me. This would also risk my life, and oh, I see, because I was flying I covered too much ground. My bad. Right, I don't actually need to deal with those bats. Magma Rush is perfect for that actually. This one... Yes, yes. Let's do it like this. Oh, come on. Why are you moving over there? Ah. Ah, oh, I see. This is already as far as you can go over there. So, Adria is the one to deal with this guy. Oh, alright, I definitely should move the healer at least. Deal with this guy. Shadow checks out what exactly that one does anyway. And those guys can just wait over there. I see, this is where the enemy is. At least I'm gonna take some villages, so... Oh, I see, this is also a path over there. That's good to know, that's good to know. Right, she gotta fly over there. Fair enough. Anything? Oh, there is something at least over there. Is there something over here? Nope. But there might be something to that path over there. Sentinel is back up. Drake Clasher armor. Forged for the ground warriors of the Clasher caste, this armor is as much a declaration as it is protection. Fully enclosing the wings, it renounces fight in favor of unshakable presence. The warplate is brutally heavy, designed to turn aside blades, arrows, and crushing blows alike, a mark of those who enforce draconic law with strength and resolve. Lands 10, blade, pierce, and impact resistant, and there's a typo there. Oh, damn, I totally didn't realize we are already over time. I think I'm gonna play 2 more turns and then I will take a break for today. Then I will declare the stream to be over for this week. But yeah. I'll also have to move someone over there for that one. So I'm not... Oh, that would be perfect. That was to be expected though. First of all, she definitely goes on one of those. And he places there as a target. And I guess he could collect this. And he would gain quite a bit of this, but I think I'm gonna give it to Devana instead. He has to move ahead anyway. Oh, I see. I can't reach there, so I can't take the village without a problem. Nice. Mal Ede has to get to the signpost, no one else. Perfect. Scary. Very scary. Oh, come on. Okay, the correct call at this point is to do this. To suffocate them out of villages a little bit. Oh damn, I actually didn't consider that risk. And I completely forgot my ghost over there, interesting. And first of all, check out what it is. Just one more turn. Okay, that's enough vision for sure. Let's go. Oh, I see. Drake Arbiter Halberd. Crafted for those tasked with enforcing order, this halberd replaces the traditional Drake spear, not out of rebellion, but refinement. Its heavy blade and sharpened spike deliver judgment with brutal clarity, designed to end disputes before they begin. Wielded by Arbiter, it is both weapon and symbol, strength guided by law. Grants +7 damage and -1 attack for pierced weapons, +6 damage and -1 attack for blade weapons, and a first rank ability for pierced weapons. The -1 attack lasts until the wielder reaches level 3. So technically, Barash could use this, but the best wielder for this weapon is Finrod, which, as you can see, okay. Either way, I'm gonna say stop for today. We got plenty far for sure, and you can see this one is also just a tunnel over there. And I will probably roll back 5 or 6 turns when I come back next week, because yes, it's ideal for the captain, and he's 15 turns away from it. And I don't want to wait till just skip turns till turn 40 to get there. So we'll just roll back 6-ish turns and play it a bit safer too. But yes, for now, thanks for watching, and see you next time, and then again for the usual time of 12 UTC instead of 11 UTC like it was this week. See you next time. Bye.